Why paying points on a jumbo loan can be a smart move, now, not later. Hello, I'm Sherry Von Klitzing, and today we're talking about a powerful strategy that many of my clients are using right now to secure better long-term financing on jumbo loans, especially in this uncertain rate environment. If you're financing a high-value property, let's say anything above $766,550 in most areas, you're likely dealing with a jumbo loan. And that means that you are not borrowing more, but you're playing by a different set of rules. Jumbo loans are not backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, so lenders set their own guidelines. The rates can be higher, the underwriting stricter, but the opportunity to customize your financing is also greater. And that brings us to one of the smartest tools in the market, paying points to reduce your interest rate. First, quarter points. A point is a fee you pay upfront to lower your interest rate. 1 point equals 1% of your loan amount. So on a $1 million loan, 1 point would cost $10,000. Now you might be wondering, why would I pay more upfront when rates are expected to drop? That's the wrong question. The right question is, what is the cost of waiting in a high-rate environment versus locking in a lower rate now? How do points work to reduce the rate? Let's say that you've offered 7% on a jumbo loan, but for every point you pay, your rate drops by 1/4 of a point. Pay 1 point, now you're at 6.75%. Pay 2 points, you're at 6.5. This isn't a promo. It's math. And over the life of a $1 million loan, the rate drop saved you hundreds of thousands in interest. Too often buyers think, I'll just refinance when the rate drops. But here's the hard truth. We don't know when that will be or if it will happen before your window to refinance comfortably closes. The Fed may pause, inflation may linger, the market may stall, but your mortgage payment, that's real. That's monthly. That's now. Let me share a quick story about one of my recent clients. We'll call him Michael. Michael is self-employed. He's a tech consultant who bought a $1.5 million home in Alpharetta. He qualified for a jumbo loan, but the rate quoted was 7.125%. That payment wasn't sitting well with him, and we talked strategy. I ran the numbers. For 2 points, about $35,000, he could lower his rate to 6.625, which would save him $600 a month and over $200,000 in interest over the years. We also negotiated a seller credit into his deal, another key piece of this puzzle. Seller concessions can be a point of negotiation and are regularly asked for in an offer to buy. In a market where homes are still sitting longer, especially luxury listings, sellers are often open to contributing to closing costs. In many cases, this can be a direct write-off and reduce their taxes. Instead of using that money for standard fees, we redirected it to buy the interest rate down. This is called seller paid rate buy down and is fully legal, fully strategic, and fully underutilized. If you're putting in an offer, especially on a high-end property, this should be your negotiation playbook. Michael got a better monthly payment without having to wait for the market to shift. He didn't shoulder the entire cost himself. Look, interest rates are still higher than most of us would like, but waiting for the perfect rate is like waiting for the perfect time to have kids or to start your business. You act when it makes strategic sense. Paying points is about taking control of an uncertain market. You're buying down the risk, you're buying down future uncertainty, and for high-income borrowers, especially entrepreneurs, consultants, and self-employed professionals, you're building predictability into your largest monthly expense. And if rates drop enough to make a refinance worth it later, great, you can still refinance. But if they don't, you're still in a strong position. So if you're looking at a jumbo loan or if you're selling a home that fits that category, let's talk. We'll look at the numbers, the seller leverage, the potential rate drop, and whether points can make sense for your situation. This isn't just a one-size-fits-all strategy, but for the right buyer in today's market, paying points can be the smartest move you make all year. Let's put the power back in your hands and the rate where it belongs. I'm Sherry Von Klitzing, mortgage strategist and realtor. Do you know of someone who would like to find the best way to qualify for financing and to get into that perfect home? Go to my website, exclusivemortgageoptions.com, to book an appointment, or simply DM me and I will send you my guide to jumbo financing. And don't forget to subscribe for more valuable strategies and local area information.